Hello! Bit of a different one today. I'm going to talk about the wet method versus the dry method in tattoo healing. So essentially, exactly what it says on the tin. I'm just gonna compare wet versus dry methods because I learned of the dry method recently and I tried it. So, okay, some background. I have a decent number of tattoos. Before January, all I had ever done was the wet method because that was what was recommended. I hadn't really searched any alternative methods. There wasn't this wet versus dry thing. It was always just like, okay, so put bepanthen on it, clean it, bepanthen it, clean it, bepanthen it. If it gets itchy, bepanthen. But now there is different advice, and I have to say, the dry method, when it works, is elite. I will never be doing anything else, but it doesn't always work out. So in my time in Cornwall, I got quite tattooed. I got one on my arm. I started off my Delftware patchworky sleeve type thing. It will be a sleeve. It currently is nowhere near, but it will be in my brain. It is starting my sleeve. What it looks like is you've got a tattoo on your arm. I got my stomach kind of finished. There's still loads of space that needs to be covered on it, but like for the most part it looks done. And I got one on my leg. And the first tattoo, the one on my arm, I wet healed, and for XYZ reasons didn't heal very well. This was, I'm gonna say, at least 90% my fault. So what happened was, I got my tattoo on the 23rd of December. On the 27th of December, I got my booster vaccine in the same arm, which next time, get it in the other one. You'll be fine, but get it in the other one. And I'm a fainter, so when I stood up, she thought I was gonna faint, grabbed my arm right where the tattoo was, ripped a bunch of the scabs off. So then I panicked, moisturised it, which I probably overdid some of the moisturising, and then the day after I felt like crap, took a shower for way too long, completely forgot that I had a fresh tattoo, went woof, and all the scabs kind of dissolved off. So it's healed really well considering, but there is some fallout in some of the pigment. I'll show you that now, because actually I think it's helpful to know what healing can look like. So there's that one. It's a little teacup. I don't know if you can actually see it on film because the lighting is not great, but we've got a little bit of fallout there, here, and here. It's a little bit on the dry side, my bad. But it's done really well considering that's what happened to it, so that's what that looks like. I'll just go get that touched up next time I go to see that artist and to be like, hey, can you just fill in a little bit of the colour? Won't happen again. That is not my normal experience of healing. Every other one of my tattoos with the wet method has healed absolutely perfectly. That was just a series of unfortunate events. So that's the wet method. Essentially, shower it, clean it, and then moisturise it. No questions asked. So the dry method, what is the dry method? The dry method does not mean it never gets wet. It does not mean that. You shower as normal, wash with unscented antibacterial soap, but I just used the shower gel because does anybody have special tattoo shampoo, shower gel? I just use normal shower gel. It was never really a problem for me, I don't think. I'm not giving advice on that. Follow your tattoo artist, but so yeah, shower, wash it normally. Very quick shower, don't get it too wet, but that's normal advice for any healing method. And then you pat it dry and you leave it. Just leave it go. Don't add any moisturiser. If it itches, tough it out. And I did that for my stomach piece, which was probably brave, but after what happened to this one, I did not want to ruin my tummy tat like that because it's a big piece, it's quite a big one, and it hurt a lot to get, and I wanted it to heal really nicely because I didn't want to have to do anything to it ever again. So yeah, you just leave it alone. And I have to say, elite. The best method. I don't think I'll ever be doing the wet method again. It healed faster. And I'm like, it takes as long as it takes. That was never ever the goal. But being on my stomach, you just kind of notice it when you're walking around and it's kind of fresh and kind of sore. Especially if it's taking ages. Even if it doesn't hurt, you're just kind of like, oh yeah, it's itchy still. My tummy tattoo, all the scabs were gone around 2 weeks. Where this one and the other one have taken 3+ weeks. It was itchy, don't get me wrong, but it was a lot less itchy than when you cover the itch in moisturiser. Because with the wet method I found that if you are like, oh it's itchy, put some Bepanthen on it, you put the Bepanthen on, fixes it for about 20 minutes, but then the itch comes back. With the dry method, I left it, it was itchy and I was just like, nope, not gonna touch. And then the itch went away, and it's kind of stayed away. It wasn't like, oh I get 20 minutes of relief and then, oh we'll have to think about moisturising it again. No, it was fine. Normal itchiness, but it was alright, it was really fine. And then about 10 days into it, I came home. So I got my tattoos in Cornwall, soft water area. I then came home to a harder water area. It's not really hard water, but it's harder. And ooh, I might as well have showered in powder. But then all the scabs were just like, yeah, no, we're kind of done here. And then they all just kind of sloughed off, which is kind of gross to say. But yeah, they're all just like, okay, cool, we're done now. And it looks pretty good. There he is. A very cute boy. This is Bob. You've seen Bob in other videos, but I'll put a link up here somewhere. Yeah, that's what I got done. I have the rest of it done too. But that's the new one, that's the dry healed one. He's very soft. And now I can pet him and boop him whenever I want. So in tattoo number 3, what did I do for tattoo number 3? Well, I started off with the dry method because, as I had said, much better. My stomach tattoo was healing beautifully and I was like, yay, this is great. This was 6 days after my stomach tattoo. I got the one on my leg. I get tattooed at home. They're my artist of choice, so whenever I'm home I try and get something done, and because I was there for a month and things were happening at home, being the queer in the family, it's a lot, I was like, okay, well I'm just gonna get tattooed a lot while I'm here. The third tattoo was on my leg and it's a script and a little I'm not going to show it to you because it's still not quite healed, it is taking its time, and it's also difficult with this setup. There will be a tattoo tour in the future, so you will get to see it, don't worry. You're just going to have to trust me on explaining it, but it's script with the two little pictures. And my stomach tattoo was healing beautifully, so I was like, yes, I'm going to dry method this thing. And all was going very, very well. It was going really well. Essentially, and then I came home from that soft water area to the harder water area, may as well have showered in powder. Oh my god, the itchiness, it was keeping me awake at night for more than one night. So I bailed on the dry method and I moisturised that bitch and kept moisturising. And it hasn't impacted its healing, I don't think. It is taking longer than my stomach, but it's fine. It was just so itchy. It was, yeah, don't know why that one in particular was so itchy. There was no infection or anything. It was just so dry. By the change in water quality, it just really dried it out. And I think it was just in that point of healing where the itch is going to start, and if it starts dry, it's going to be really, really dry. So that sucked. But I didn't switch completely to the wet method, I just moisturised it to the point where I could get to sleep, because sleeping is an important part of healing, and also just being able to sleep is really nice. I shouldn't have to justify why I wanted to sleep. So I just moisturised it until it got to a point where like, okay, I can sleep. And once that phase passed, I've switched kind of back to dry methoding it. I don't really moisturise it that much unless it gets really, really, really unbearably itchy. But that's that's kind of what I've been doing with that. So my healing method of choice from now on is as dry as possible method. So I'm gonna endeavour to do dry healing, but if I need to moisturise it, I need to moisturise it. That's how I'm gonna deal with it. Wet method versus dry method, pros and cons. Dry method, really, really low maintenance. In my experience so far, bear in mind I've only had one successfully fully dry healed tattoo, just faster, potentially. I've spoken to some other people and they've said the same thing, but I don't actually know if this is like a thing. You get really well healed tattoos. Not that you don't in the wet method, but it is a good tried and tested healing method for tattoos. It's fine. It's not like, oh yeah, it's low maintenance, but you might get more cracked, you might get more anything. Like, absolutely fine, no problems. Wet method pros, tried and tested method. Moisturising it feels good, can be less itchy. Dry method, long term, less itchy. They're both fine ways, it's just personal preference, to be honest. Any serious cons with either of them? I haven't so far experienced any. It's probably a bit cheaper in the long run to dry heal because moisturiser, but who doesn't really have moisturiser? Anything that you can use on your face, you can use on a tattoo, is what I've been told. Bepanthen, no longer really recommended since they changed the formula and it's all greasy. Learned that with this one as well, because I did put Bepanthen on it and it was so greasy. It was not a good choice. It made the scabs that formed not great, so don't do that. Do a lighter one. So at least with the dry method you don't really risk putting the wrong thing on it, like I did with that one, that poor tattoo. You're just kind of trusting your body's defences, and I also do have a connective tissue disorder which can impact with wound healing, but so far my tattoos have been okay. It's not really caused any problems, but I think it does impact my healing time somewhat because all of them have sort of been potentially a bit slower than other people getting similar tattoos, but that's a me issue. I think the downside of the dry healing is obviously that one on my leg that got so itchy I couldn't sleep, and it was really problematic for a little bit because I was like, I just want to sleep, but also I just want to tear the skin on my leg off. Didn't do that, I was a good boy. It can be a struggle. I hope this has kind of made sense and helped you maybe decide. Just do what feels right for you, to be honest. I don't think there is any method that is truly superior for any one person. I don't think it's like that. I think it is just what works well for you. Try both. It's worth noting that once you try the wet method, you can't. It's not really dry healing. So maybe try dry first and see how you go. But up to you if you want to do it. So if you have any comments on either of these or any opinions, put them down in the comment section down below. And while you're there, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel for probably not that much tattoo content, but a little bit. I also talk about chronic illness, being allergic to cold, being deaf-blind, all these cool things, and druidry too. And once you've done that, ring that notification bell so you get notified every single time I post a new video. Videos go up every Saturday at 6 PM UK time with at least one bonus video every single month. And hopefully soon, this situation will not be here. See ya!